Okay, thus begins the October 2020 meeting of the Hampton Road Chipmunk Society. Good one, John. Okay, first no guests that I can see. So we can skip on to corrections to the minutes, and I'll start that out. It's not the clerk's fault, it's my own. Said there were no guests last month, but we had Joshua, what's his last name?
Fishman.
Sorry. And we didn't recognize him as a guest. It's probably at least his third meeting, which means we should have been inviting him to join if he chose. Wouldn't be surprised if he opted not to. And like Tom and Bill, he could join as an associate member at any time he wanted. There's no meeting limit for that, or meeting requirement. So that's my correction. Are there any others? Okay. Treasurer's report.
Okay, for the treasurer's report, we started off with $3,079.64. No receipts for the month of September. Disbursements, we disbursed $171.11 for the website and Zoom payments back to Greg. And we also wrote a check for $100 to the Mariners Museum in memory of George Livingston. And I have received a very nice letter from the museum. And what I will do is I'll run it through PDF and email it to everybody to see it. But it was very nice written letter. That's where we stand right now. The ending balance is $2,808.53. Total disbursements were $271.11. So we got roughly $2,800 in the account. So we're in good shape.
Okay. Webmaster's report. The webmaster did diddly squat this month. He's a lazy bastard. He recognizes the incoming pictures from Gene, and now I can't remember if it was Tom or Bill who sent in pictures. I'll get to those soon, I promise. But no, I have nothing to report. Old business. I didn't go through the minutes from last month. Can't remember anything outstanding. Anyone else help me out here?
I think all our business and things have been either canceled or postponed.
Yeah.
Yes.
So sorry I didn't prep for the meeting better, but I don't think there was any old business either. For new business, I'll start out with proposal that we make another donation to the museum in honor of Bill Clark, just like we did for George Livingston. Anyone want to make a motion or?
I make a motion.
What dollar amount do we want to do?
The same thing or something different?
Well, I was going to make a motion that we make a donation in our standard amount to the American Museum in the name of Bill Clark.
Okay, motion's on the table. I think Stuart raised his hand.
Second.
Yeah, there's seconds there. Okay. I think, yeah, the standard amount.
Okay.
So motion made, seconded, and carried. That was a vote. We didn't do the votes. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yep. Okay. That's at least 50%. Okay. Any other new business?
Yep, I have
Yep.
something.
Go ahead, Stuart.
I don't know how many of you remember Hugh Van Bremer. He was a member about at least 10 years ago. He was the man who brought me in. He brought me down for the first meeting and then continued coming for a little while and dropped out. He hadn't been in a meeting in at least 10 years. He died last week.
Oh.
I'm going to his funeral immediately after this meeting.
Sorry, Stuart.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, I do too.
And I guess while we're on that subject, I ran into Charles Landrum in Lexington, Virginia last weekend, of all places. I think he hit my car when he pulled into the parking lot because he was looking at the license plate. But anyway, in talking with him, I found out that he'd lost his wife several months ago.
Oh, no.
And then I mentioned it to Tom. Tom dug up her obituary, and I guess you sent it to everyone, didn't you, Tom?
No.
No, just to me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway, but reading the obituary, she was a remarkable woman. And anyway, she has passed on, and Charles didn't mention it to anyone. So
Any mention of any hints as to what the cause was? I presume it was cancer or something like that.
it was cancer. Apparently, it was her second bout with cancer.
That sucks. Well, staying on that morbid theme, George Livingston's left us his things. Stuart's offered to pick some of it up, and John has offered to pick some of it up. I don't know where we stand on that. With you guys,
We're
you
going
might sit
by,
thinking anyway.
we're going by her house about 3 o'clock this afternoon and see how we can transport it all somewhere.
Okay, but you're not taking the workbench, I presume.
Depends.
The plan is to take it. We've got a fairly large vehicle.
Oh, you guys are working together?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
it's upstairs. We have to have a strong back to get it downstairs.
Okay. Well, let me know if you need help. Oh, he's volunteering, Sean. All right.
I don't have a strong back.
Well, let me know if you need any additional help.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, Greg?
Yep.
This is Bill. I just have one piece of new business if
Sure.
if it would be appropriate. On Tuesday, October 27th at 7 p.m., the Ship Model Society in New Jersey will be having our October meeting, and we'll be hosting as a speaker Susan McClure, who's the director of the Lake Champlain Maritime Museum. And she's going to be giving a talk on potentially raising the Spitfire, which was a gunboat that was involved in as part of Arnold's Navy back during the Revolutionary War that sunk during the Battle of Valcour Island. The reason I'm bringing this up is all you folks are invited. We'd love to have you join if you can. If you're interested, let us know. We'll make sure, I guess through maybe Ryland, we'll get the appropriate Zoom address so you can join.
Okay. Give me a second to go run and get a pen. I'll be right back.
Bill, I just want to say that your speaker last month was really good on talking about the fireboats.
Yes, yes, Huntley Gill.
That was an excellent presentation. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed him speaking, and
Yeah.
both of them really. Talking about 9/11. It was unreal how you take a museum boat and put it into service that quick.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
It really was.
So we don't make proper use of the calendar on our website. I want to try and do a better job with that. So I'm going to add your event on there. Could you tell me again what day it is?
It's October 27th at 7 p.m. That's a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be the normal October meeting for the Ship Model Society in New Jersey, but we'll have the guest speaker, Susan McClure.
Can you spell her last name for me, please?
Yes, it's MC capital C-L-U-R-E. First
Okay.
name Susan.
Yep.
She's the director of the Lake Champlain Maritime Museum in Vergennes, Vermont. I've never been to the museum. Maybe some of you folks have. It's on my list to get there. They have a exact replica of the Philadelphia, which is another gunboat involved in that same battle. I guess the reason they were never going to raise the Spitfire, but what's happening is they're getting infiltration of zebra mussels coming in from the lakes, the Great Lakes, through the St. Lawrence Seaway, now coming potentially down into Lake Champlain. And the zebra mussels apparently attack the iron parts of the ship. So they feel like it's now going to really degrade it. So they've made the decision now to raise the ship. They were always going to just leave it there.
Is it like a diving site or?
Well, it's not widely known. I don't think they publicize exactly where it is, but they always thought it was best just to leave it there. It's such cold. It's Lake Champlain is pretty deep and cold water. I guess they felt they would be preserved better.
Okay.
Lie, but that's no longer true with the zebra mussels.
Okay, thank you for that. Any other new business? Report meeting.
When you get that Zoom address and so forth, you'll disseminate it to the club?
I'll get it out.
That'd be great.
I'll make the, 'cause
Sounds good.
those presentations are really good because those speakers are very knowledgeable about their subjects.
All right, any other new business?
I thought I read in a communication from the Mariners Museum that Ron Lewis is going to give a talk. Ron, can you elaborate on that?
Thanks. Shoot.
Riley?
Thanks, Rylan. Oh, no, I'm trying to get something off my screen so I can see him there. And thanks, Tom. I'm been a member of Speakers Bureau for years. And of course, we used to go out to community events and meetings and such as that and talk about nautical things and of course, play up the museum. That's been idle for, gosh, well over a year now. But this coming Wednesday, I'm doing a Zoom talk on Christopher Columbus and his 4 voyages of exploration. Then 2 weeks from now, the one you mentioned, a talk on Crabtree's miniature ships. Actually, the first half of it, or not quite half of it, will be about August Fletcher Crabtree himself, life and times and that sort of thing. And the last part will be an historical review of the 16 vessels that are in the Mariners Museum. We were talking earlier about this, a 2-dimensional display of those ships, regardless of how thorough it is not sufficient. You really have to see them in 3D. Needless to say, that's not possible right now, but the last part of it will be an urgent and very intense plea for people to come to the museum as soon as we open and see this wonderful exhibit of ships. What some of you may not know, and I believe some of our members actually met Mr. Crabtree. I met him in 1961, but really didn't care much for him, so we weren't fast friends or anything. But and I had a great deal of respect for him. Don't get me wrong, but I might not know that in the 70s he built a duplicate of the Dutch yacht that is in the museum. That's the first one he built of that collection, 1925. And then 50 years later, around 75, he built another one. That is in Portland, Oregon, where he was born. Bill Coger and I tried to get that back to the museum, but it's still there. The Portland Museum is shut down. They still have that ship. But anyway, a couple of little tidbits like that will be peppered throughout my talk on Crabtree. And that, as Rylan said, is to be the 28th at 1 o'clock, a Zoom presentation.
That's the one on Crabtree or Columbus?
Right. No, Columbus will be this coming Wednesday, the 14th at 1 o'clock. And the presentation on Crabtree is, go ahead.
What was the time on that one?
1 o'clock. They're all at 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. Any others? New business, that is? Okay. Going to show and tell then. Let's see, I'm gonna start and stop the meeting.